Hello everyone, I'm going to go through the season 1 journey rewards, and there's actually some really cool stuff on here that you definitely don't want to miss, and some of the best aspects for like every class are available pretty early on. And this is something you're going to be able to see in game, but we've been able to data mine it and check it out in advance. And when you can see all of the information here on the Diablo4.cc page here, and all you have to do is just click seasonal here. And there is also all of these season rewards where you can go and look at all of the stuff from the battle pass, what is going to be available. And let's just go through it real quick. So there are, looks like 7 different chapters, and each of these are required that you complete a certain amount of objectives to complete the chapter. So you don't have to do everything that you see here. And so the first one is pretty easy, like pick up Gallovan and collect a malignant heart, or complete a dungeon, or complete 3 dungeons in Fractured Peaks. But what you get from this is you get the first journey cash, which is going to give you some herbs, as well as a little bit of jewelry, which is pretty good because normally getting like a ring or an amulet early on, it can be a little bit difficult. But you're also going to get a whole bunch of the new aspects. Now, I'm not sure if you're going to get this like as a consumable thing that you can get, or if it's going to be added to the codex. It'd be really cool if it was added to the codex, but if it's a consumable, that works too. And this allows you to check out the new aspects right away. And I think this is actually very, very cool because if they're going to add new aspects for all the classes, like kind of unlock new playstyles, giving them to us right away very, very quickly is going to be a good way to go. And so if you're like playing a druid, getting the like poison creeper is active, now cast landslide in a circle around you is going to make landslide even better to level with. And so all of these are just going to be available very, very quickly. Getting this done is going to be super easy. Except for chapter 2. The challenges do get a little bit harder. You have to like complete a stronghold, collect 3 Ligma hearts, reach level 25. If you want to collect demon hearts, you need 15 of these. Very easy to find in cellars. And one of these, I believe, is you have to complete a whole bunch of cellars. And if you are completing like stuff, for example, for chapter 4 or 5, it should count even if you're not on that chapter yet. So here, for example, we see 10 sellers. If we've already completed a seller, this should be counting in advance, but who knows, maybe they messed this up. Now, if we're looking at the rewards, the second cache gives you scattered prisms, which helps you put sockets onto items. And if you're a barbarian player, your eyes just probably bulged out of your head because yes, you're going to get bold chieftains guaranteed by like level 25. And this is just super duper amazing. I know so many people that spent dozens and dozens and dozens of hours trying to farm this particular aspect up, and you're going to get it 100% guaranteed, it seems. That's going to be really cool. Also, shockwave aspect for pulverized for druids, exposed flesh for necromancers. This one's really good as well. Surprise aspect, probably not as good for rogues, and the frozen orbit aspect, not very good for sorks, but some very good aspects for 3 of the classes. So we completed 9 out of the 11 objectives to move forward here. And then chapter 3, you have to complete all chapters and all of the objectives here. So we're going to have to like collect scattered prisms. We're going to buy items from the gamble vendor. We have to conquer 5 strongholds. We're going to have to unlock at least 4 aspects, which just means doing 4 different dungeons. Have to do 5 different world events. Complete 10 whispers. And then craft 5 elixirs. Imprint an item at the occultist. And then you obtain 10 caches from the Tree of Whispers, which are earned by completing whispers. Now, I'm not 100% certain that we're not going to be able to skip anything, but if any of these is going to take a little bit longer, it's going to be this one, Grim Reward. You also need to complete 5 Ligma tunnels, which could take a little bit of time. You also need to upgrade your potions, something you're automatically going to do. You need to upgrade your gear. There's going to be a lot of upgrading in this. And you need to use a Wrathful Ligma Invoker in a Ligma tunnel after completing or skipping the campaign. And so this one, and definitely the Whisper one are likely going to hold you back. So I would kind of recommend, unless you're like super speed boy running as fast as you possibly can, that you might want to focus a little bit on completing Whispers just so you can get this done. Now, what are you going to get from this? Well, you can get the third journey cache. It's going to give you legendary salvage as well as more jewelry, which is really good. You get encroaching wrath for barbarians, dire wolf's aspect for druids, which is very good. Decay aspect for shadow necromancer, imitated imbuement for the shadow clone rogues out there, and then unbroken tether for chain lightning storks. Next, in chapter 4, we have more stuff. We're going to be getting earthquake aspect for barbs. We've got lightning dancers aspect for the druids, cold bringers for necros, umbrous for rogues, and then gravitational aspect for sork. This makes me really happy to see because I have that ball lightning build, and this makes it work. And it's just pretty cool that you'll be able to automatically get that by completing chapter 4. You will have to collect Ligma hearts here again. You can complete 10 out of these 12 objectives. You have to change to world tier 3. You have to purify just 1,000 seeds of hatred, which is nothing. This is like takes no time at all. You have to collect coiling wards, salvage from legendary armor, not that bad to get. You have to unlock more aspects, so completing more dungeons. You have to complete the capstone to get into world tier 3. Craft more elixirs, equip a legendary item in every slot. That one might be a little bit hard to do. Upgrade gear, probably upgrade a legendary piece to max. You need to kill 100 elite enemies, probably already done by the time you get to this point. Reach level 50, and then do 25 side quests or priority quests. This one, probably one you might want to skip. That is a lot of side quests by this time. Thankfully, it appears that you'll be able to skip 2. Next up in chapter 5, you're going to get the Craven aspect. You need another cache here that gives you late game resources and nightmare sigils and more jewelry. You have to acquire a Wrathful Maligma heart and then do some nightmare sigils. You have to open a tortured gift during a Helltide of any type. You have to craft nightmare sigils. You have to kill a player in PvP. So you can skip 2. So if you're playing hardcore, I guess this is one of the ones you're skipping, maybe. But yeah, you have to kill another player in PvP. You have to open a Tortured Gift of Mysteries in Helltide. You have to complete 15 Ligma tunnels here. You have to defeat the Echo of Varshan after completing the seasonal storyline. And you have to unlock 15 Paragon nodes after reaching level 50 using Paragon points. And then you have to upgrade more gear, and then you have to upgrade a Paragon glyph to rank 4. Now, this part here, Lingering Wrath, kind of had me a little bit confused. Defeat the Echo of Varshan. What is that? That sounds like a new boss, but if it's going to be this early on, there's no way this is going to actually be an Uber boss. Well, there's some things in here, the Invokers, and these are going to allow you to get a heart from the Ligma tunnels. And at the bottom here, we can see that there are Invoker of Varshan, Foul Invoker of Varshan, and then Tormented Invoker of Varshan. And what this appears to do is just adds a boss fight to the, the end of your Ligma tunnel. And I'm willing to bet that there is like the story mode fight that you have to do, because this first one says, would this work? Varshan is dead, isn't he? So I'm assuming from the story, you're going to fight him, and then you can fight him again. You can fight him at like a higher level tier, and then there will be an Uber version, will be a very, very difficult version of the fight, is my assumption here. Next up, going into chapter 6, we're going to get the Audacity aspect, and we're just getting more endgame currency and stuff. You have to purify more seeds of hatred. This is super easy. You have to do the capstone for World Tier 4. You have to defeat the Nightmare Echo of Varshan, like we just talked about. You have to upgrade more gear. It's probably upgrading ancestral gear. You have to upgrade a glyph to rank 20. You have to acquire more cinders in Helltide. You have to imprint aspects at the occultist, 10 of them. That's quite a bit for pretty early on. Crown to Foot. That's kind of an interesting title for that. You have to unlock a legendary Paragon node, and you can probably unlock it and then take it away. Reach level 75, complete a tier 15 nightmare dungeon, and then kill a world boss in world tier 3. So So you're going to want to make sure you do a world boss in World Tier 3. That was pretty easy. And then for the last one, these are typically things that are going to take you quite a bit longer. It's going to give you a title, 2 titles, Wrathful Heart, and the final journey cache is going to give you jewelry, a number of late game resources, a scroll of amnesia, which completely reallocates, like resets your entire character, all your skill points, all your paragon points, just whoop, all the way back to just complete blank slate, tabula rasa, if you would. So you can reset your entire character for free. And so I hope that they make this something you can get like again or some other way. But I think the Scroll of Amnesia is pretty cool. So some of these should be very difficult. So we have the Tormented Echo of Varshan, which I believe will be the Uber version of Varshan. We have to open up 3 Tortured Gifts of Mystery and Helltide. That's really easy. You have to kill 15 world bosses in World Tier 4. That'll take a while. You have to purify 10,000 Seeds of Hatred in PvP area. This is going to be done the first time you probably purify in PvP, so not that hard at all. You complete a tier 43 Nightmare Dungeon, which is going to be a little bit harder than it was this past season, but definitely still doable. You have to kill 5 Helltide Commanders during a Helltide, which I don't think is bad at all. Kill Echo of Lilith in the Archives of Isolea in World Tier 4. I don't know what this means. I'm assuming this is just Uber Lilith. And the last one is reach level 100. And so you only need to do 6 out of 8 of these. So you don't have to do all of them. Like killing Uber Lilith is pretty hard. Hitting level 100 does take a while. But, you know, this is stuff for you to work on endgame, kind of like endgame grind goals. And I think adding this type of stuff is pretty good. I would recommend just going through these, checking these out. Picking out some of these aspects is going to be a real big boon to classes as they level. And then you can also go and check out all of the Season 1 rewards for the Battle Pass. So things like the Artisan's Tunic for all the classes and all the other kind of stuff here. There is some interesting things for sure, and I will be using my pass. You can tell if something is going to be available without buying the Battle Pass because it will say free. These are all of the ones that, are free, obviously. And so if you wanted any of these other things, you would need to buy the Battle Pass. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and excited to be hopping into Season 1. And I did a video that talks about all the hearts that I think are going to be OP, and I think some of them definitely have some potential. Hope you guys have a good one. We'll see you soon.